Hello, today is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021, and to those of you for whom this is a holiday, happy holidays. That's very interesting. I've seen some Warcraft armor that looks very similar to this, this camera effect. I'm not entirely certain what causes that. Okay, actually, this might be an issue, because let's do, no, that's not gonna work. That might work. Yeah, this might be an issue. Yeah, this might be an issue. Problem is that there's not quite enough... Really? Is white really a bad color for this? I wouldn't have thought that white would have been a bad color for this. I would have thought... Surely I could... would have thought that a white shirt would have been good for this. Apparently not. Nope, that's not gonna work. Well, actually, what I can do is we can reduce that and go there. That makes me completely invisible, but nope. Nope, it's just not gonna work. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. This is too close. Maybe if I do that. Nope, they're just too close. Alright, well, I tried. Alright, give me a second. Let me go find my jacket, wherever it might be. Alright, apologies for that. It's so annoying. One day I'll get a better camera. One day. One day. Well, actually, just really what I need is I need a better lighting setup. But the camera is one aspect of that. So what I can do is I can do that. That's fine. Then what else can I do? I can do that, yes. That's very odd. There shouldn't be that close in color. Yeah, I was gonna say. That should be fine. Even that should be okay. Okay, yeah. And if we reduce that, yeah, okay. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get, but I think that's fine. A little bit of a ghost in the lower left here. Anyway, I am going to be doing some stuff in Unity today. Let's see. What is it? It's a bunch of stuff I wanted to get to. I don't know how the next couple streams are going to be, just because I am sort of preparing to like get a job again. I get another day job. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how the streams are going to be. I'm going to try to make it a priority to do one stream, at least one stream. Yeah, at least one stream a day normally. Probably not a second one for a while. I think I've already marked them as like not done or not going to do them on the schedule. Perhaps, I think, yeah, I have. Anyway, so today I'm going to just be working on, I don't know, a little bit of a tank, like a top-down kind of tank game. I'm just really kind of looking for stuff to do. I don't want to work too hard on stuff. There's a couple game jams coming up. The paint jam, I might do that. The problem with that one is that it lasts only 2 days, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it enough time in a day to actually do stuff, or do enough stuff to get something working in 2 days. Same thing, maybe 10 days or 7 days will be enough. But I thought, wasn't there the GMTK game jam coming up in like a month or something? This is by most joined, starting soon. No, I think the GMTK game jam is coming up, and that one has like thousands of people. So I think that's next month though. I might do that with Daniel if he has time, because I know we've been wanting to do that, and that's a really good one to do because it'll get a lot of people to see our stuff. Anyway, what we're actually going to do today. So I have imported this tank constructor thing. So it has a bunch of just sort of tank assets that are kind of cool, that I kind of liked. I think they're really good looking. Wow, that's only 256 by 256. That's amazing. Hang on. Wow, that's like crazy for 256 by 256. I'm amazed. Anyway, there's also, I think it's called Do Tween or something. It's or Do Tween, or whatever, however you pronounce that. We have it over, not in here. We had it somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. I don't know what exactly, is it a plugin? Yeah, it's a plugin, okay. Yeah, Do Tween here. I have not used this before, but I just saw it this morning. Apparently it lets you create like animation sequences in code, which is incredible, and I wish I had known about that sooner. So we'll check out if that works. It probably works, I just may not have set it up correctly. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to look at was not the scenes here. There are apparently some map tiles. I don't know what those look like. Those were not really demoed. So there's towers, it says, but I don't know if there's a tower base. It doesn't look like it. Is that no, that's just a rocket launcher, okay. Interesting, I don't know what the base is supposed to look like. Oh, there's projectiles, oh that's cool. Not sure what we're supposed to, okay, so we have the laser there. Yeah, what was the actual map tiles looking like? Oh, okay, so these are actual, like, tile-based, okay. Can deal with that. I think that's probably fine. Alright, so let's mess with this a little bit. It's a question, so the first question is, do we want to use the tile map stuff? I don't think we do, just because the Unity tile map stuff, I'm not super familiar with it, and it's just going to take more time than it's probably worth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a 2D object, call this tile, and then we'll have, I don't know, 000. And plus, I don't think they're that efficient. Like, they might be more efficient, but I don't know. So this will be tile. Oh, we don't have tiles. Or I think we do, but it doesn't. Oh, are they just ABC? They're ABC. Okay. I'm not super happy with that. Let's create this as like the floor or something. That'll work. And I think there are 2D. I think you can create lights for like 2D stuff as well. So we'll have to mess with that a little bit as well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to grab all of these and make them 256 as the pixels per unit. So let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And we'll make this into a prefab. So let us create a folder here, and oh, why did that not do anything? That's weird. Create a folder. There we go. Cool. Create this as a prefab. Awesome. You want to be in prefabs. There we go. Alright. So let's duplicate some stuff a little bit. Yep, that's fine. Then we'll get a little tank roaming around. I don't think it had any tracks, like any tire tracks. It had the tracks for the tanks, but it didn't have. It's very interesting how that fits exactly like that. I don't trust that. Why does that work? Why does the 5 by 9 work like that? That was very odd. Yeah, kind of suspicious of that. Is this in free aspect? Is that why that works? No. Should be 16:9. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, sometimes when it's in free aspect, it matches up perfectly, and it shouldn't. But yeah, even if I do this, it's fine. Okay, good. Right, so let's create a game object. This will be the map. So we'll basically keep all of our stuff inside the map. That's fine. And then in the, what is it? In the prefabs, have the tiles. Let us add a new layer here. We will create the floor. Then we'll have the tanks. Something like that. And then the default layer will be somewhere in the middle. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So let's create a new empty here. Oh, yeah, we didn't actually, whenever we were in the prefabs, we didn't actually set this up, did we? Nope, we didn't. Okay. So we do need to put this on the floor. And that should change all of you, is that right? Yeah, that does. Okay, good. This will be a tank of some sort. And let us create a 2D object. Let's create we can't just create a sprite like that. Okay. Fair enough. Where are we going to go here? So we don't want the gun connectors. So no, we want a, what is it? It's a, not only is it a gun, but there's also gun connectors and hulls and stuff like that. So I grab, so there's that. If I grab all of you, of course you don't work that way. Of course you don't. All of these need to be 256. I'm trying to grab all of these at the same time. So here we go, 256, and then we apply that. Cool, and then we have 256 here, and we apply that. Sure, okay. And then in tracks, so we have 256 here, and let's apply that. Oh, that's interesting. So it's got 2 frames for each track, okay. Then has lights, and there's a source, okay. It's good that we have the source for the PSD. Oh, these are the platforms for the towers, okay. That's good to know. Okay, I guess we're not going to... Oh, okay, we have more people doing stuff, good. Okay, have fun. Alright. So, let's see here. So we need a hull. So let us grab, I don't know, that'll work as a hull. Why not? Are they really that tiny? Actually, is there a more traditional looking one? Yeah, that's more traditional looking. We'll do that. So we can grab that. I think these tiles are just too large. That's the sense that I'm getting, is the tiles are too large. Or maybe the tanks are just too small. Yeah, because like to me that looks better. Are these 512s? No, they're not. Interesting. These tiles are huge. Are those actually, let me just double check if those are actually 256. They're 512s. That's why they're so huge. There we go. That's why they're so huge. Okay. Yeah, okay, that was the problem. I was like, wait a minute, something's weird. That was what was weird. Alright, let's just get rid of all that. Okay, let's hide you for a second. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to do something closer to this. And of course we can do some stuff to this map to make it look a little bit better later. We can probably auto-generate some parts of it too. But for now we're just going to mess with this. Alright, let's grab all of that. Then we'll grab everything except you two? You two, right? Yeah, everything except you two. That's what I wanted. There we go. So let's grab all of that and then just duplicate this over and you can all go there. And we need one more layer. One more layer. There we go. Okay. Now all of that should end up in the map. Yep, perfect. Alright, let us unhide you. We will put this as the hull. I think that might be a little bit large now. Maybe not. Also, it's weird how it's pixelated like that. Interesting. Okay. So let's see here. This can be 1, 1, 1 for the moment. And what we will do is we will add, so that's the hull. You can add any kind of gun, I suppose. So that's the connector. Where's the actual turret? Or is this the towers? Oh, I see, okay. I get it, okay. So by tower, it means like the actual gun tower, I see. And where is the apply button on this? There it is, okay. So we could take the heavy, I don't know, it's kind of fun to mix and match these. So it's small, I think we need one of the medium ones, right? So we pick like, I don't know, medium tower A, sure. Then this should go with medium gun A, right? It would go with medium gun A, I think so. We zero all this out, and then it needs to be medium gun connector A. I think that's right. Is that correct? I think these two go together. Ooh, that's off center a little bit. Oh, that's off center because, oh no, that's just off center. Okay. Did I miss something? No, that's, might be gun connector B. Yeah, it looks like gun connector B is what these go with. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So what we can do, so we can have the hull on one layer, and then we can have everything else on different layers. So we can say like the hull, and then we can have like the gun. We can say tank tracks, tank hull, the hull, and then the gun. We could also have the guns on one layer, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Or we could have every part of the tank on one layer, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Then these will be the turret, for the gun, sorry. Actually, all of these for the gun. Yeah, okay. Then what we can do is we can have the actual, what is it? This is the turret. And we can have the barrel. Is it? No, it's barrel. Yeah, there we go. And then this is the connector. Okay. So really this needs to go below the turret. Okay. So we have this at 10, we have that at, let's say, -1. And then we have U. U, yeah, and then the barrel over here. That needs to have a little bit of an offset. Let's create a parent for you, actually. This is the barrel. And then this will be the graphic. There we go. And this could be a 0, 0, 0. Okay. Same thing with you. And then you can be parented there, and you can be parented there. There we go. Okay. And we can set the barrel. Where do we actually want that? We want it. We probably want it to just have the correct Y value, and then the actual barrel itself can have the correct X value. That'll work. Yeah, so now, since all of this is at a scale of 1, we should be able to, yeah, just turn this. Ooh, I don't know if it should turn on that axis. I don't, it looks, yeah, let's not. Okay, let's create a parent for this. This will be the graphic, and then this will be the turret. Actually, let's put this here, and then 0 this out. All right, so this is the graphic, yep, there we go. Okay, so what we can do now is we can pull this back a little bit, like that perhaps, and now the turret will rotate on a different axis, which I think that looks better. Something like that, okay. All right, cool. Let us now worry about the actual tracks. Alright, so where are the tracks? So these are the towers, those are the tracks. Alright. Tracks A and B, so this could be a single track or double track sort of tank. So we could say, if we want it to have a single track, yeah, it could be like that. Okay, cool. And should those be... No, I think those are fine where they are. I think they're like offset perfectly. Alright. This will be the right, and then we'll have a left version of this. And then one of these, or actually no, these don't need to have a parent. They do need to have a parent, but this will be the tracks. And then this will be in the center of the tank. And then we'll just have the right and the left there. Like that, okay. I don't think they'll ever need to turn, like I don't think it makes any sense for them to ever turn, but it's good for them to be kind of parented like that. You might even go for a thinner tank, I don't know. No, I think that's fine. Alright, yeah, something like that. Okay. And then we need to have the tracks inside of the actual tank itself and the turret inside of the actual tank itself. And then the tracks, both of those need to be on the tank tracks layer. I think all of you are on the correct layer. Yeah, all of you are on the tank gun layer, you're on the tank hull layer. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so now how do we actually make this thing move? So let's have a tank component. Whoops. Where are all of you? You're there. Okay. Okay. Let's create a tank component. Oh my god, why does that not work sometimes? It's so weird. Let's say tank component. And you will move in accordance with, I don't know, something. Hold on. As soon as Visual Studio opens, I'll be able to think a little bit more. Soundtrack working? Hold on. Soundtrack is allegedly playing music. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't for a second. Okay, so let's get rid of all this, because we don't need any of it. So in private void update, so there's a question of how we're going to move these, whether we're going to move them with rigid bodies or not. But we can deal with that a bit later. Another thing we can do, oh, this is interesting. Are we in assembly C# or assembly first pass? No, we're in C#. Perfect. Alright, so we can do a couple things. First thing is, let's create a player controller component. Player controller component, just to sort of map the player input into something. And then the actual tank itself will just have a bunch of public things that will be used for controlling it. So we'll have a public, let's say vector3, and this will be, or no, vector2. This will be the, well, it's a question of how we want to do that. Let's just say that this is the target. Then we'll have a public, well no, actually I think we only need the target. I think that's it. Actually we also need the control, like the input. Yeah, something like that. Not really the input, but like the throttle and the turning. So let's say public float throttle, and then public float turn or steering. Steering, yes. Oh, do that right. So all we really need to do is we want the turret to face the target. So we'll say public, not public. We'll say a protected. Let's call it a transform. This will be the turret. This will be the turret, and then we can serialize that. Serialize that. Yeah, that'll work. And then what we'll say is we'll say turret. Oops. Say turret dot. Oh, actually no. We want to rotate the turret towards whatever the target is. So what I'm envisioning is I'm envisioning the target as the point in the 2D space that we want to look at and try to point the gun at, whereas the throttle and the steering are for moving us around. It's a question of whether we want to use physics to do that or whether we just want to move ourselves normally. I think we just want to move normally, right? So we'll say transform.position plus equal to, or actually let's say, well no, we'll say it's plus equal to the, so it's plus equal to transform.forward times, you know, throttle times time delta time. Something like that, and then we probably want to put a speed. So we'll say protected float move speed, or just, I guess, speed. And we'll specify later if we need to. So this will be the speed times time delta time. Yeah, speed times time delta time. Say that that's at 1, so that should get us moving forward. Then we'll say transform dot rotation times equal to, then we will say quaternion dot Euler, and then we'll say from a new vector 3, and all we want to do is we want to rotate on the x, or sorry, on the z. So we'll say transform dot rotation, or actually no, we don't want to rotate by anything else. So we'll just say 0, 0. And actually, we don't need to point out here. And then we need a rotation speed. Say rotation speed. And I don't know, we'll say that's at 90. That's probably fine. Rotation speed. Put that at 90. Then we will use serialized field. So say rotation speed times the steering. Okay, all that should be good. So that will do that, and then let's just see where that gets us. And so with the player controller, we'll just have a protected, I guess, tank component. Tank component, yes. This will be our tank, and then we'll just have a serialized field there. And what we can do is we can say on private void awake, we will say that the tank is equal to get component, and we'll just say tank component. Get component, tank component. All right. And then in the update, we will say that the tank dot, oops, tank dot, what is it? The throttle is equal to input dot get axis, and we will worry about, that'll be the vertical axis. Vertical, and then we'll do the same thing with the steering, and it'll be the horizontal axis. So we'll say dot steering. Okay, that should be fine. Let me just check something really quick. Let me check that Twitch is not lying to me whenever it says that I am streaming. So I'm not entirely certain that I believe that I am. Especially since I didn't get the notification telling me that I am. I actually am. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, thank you. I don't know, sometimes... So hey, Acheron, sometimes I do not... I don't know. I don't trust Twitch. Like, sometimes it won't... Sometimes... Well, I've seen cases where it, like, OBS will tell me that I'm streaming, and then I just won't be. So I don't know. Yeah, I've seen that happen before, and so I'm always like paranoid. Always paranoid that Twitch is going to be like, yeah, you're totally doing that, and then I'm not. So the target XY, that's fine. Throttle. I want to hide those in the inspector because I don't actually use them. As a Twitch streamer, I understand. Yeah, no, you have like that paranoia. Nothing like streaming for 30 minutes and then seeing over. Yeah, that too. That's terrifying. Plus, the other thing too is that I always have my viewer count turned off just because I don't want to get like paranoid about it. Like I don't want to spend like 20 or 30 minutes. I don't want to look at it 10 or 15 times a second because I will do that. Like I don't want to think about it. So I'm always like, am I actually streaming or not? But yeah, that's. I mean, the dropped frames is a little bit easier for me to see because thankfully OBS. Yeah, everybody does. Okay. Yeah, thankfully OBS has that little like green indicator, and so sometimes I'll see that it's red. Like I wish that it was more. I wish that OBS would warn you more if you were dropping frames. Like it would be really nice if I could move that indicator. Basically anywhere else on the screen would be nice, but nope. What kind of stuff do you stream? Okay, so that worked. A little red signal widget. Yeah. Oh, you stream game development. Okay. You're working on. Do you use Unity or what do you use? Wait. What did that? What did the Unity just do? No, I don't want to. I don't want that. For this project, yeah. Okay. Oh, have you used other stuff? Why does it not? No, that's not at all what I wanted to do. Bloody thing. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Wait, is it? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Okay. Oh. Work with just about everything available. Oh, and then I want to do one, mostly Unity dev, but my team will probably switch to Unreal. Oh yeah, Unreal is really cool. So I tried to use Unreal whenever it, early on in the early on whenever it came out. But the problem that Unreal had this issue early on where it what am I trying to say? Unreal had an issue early on where it was worked with UDK, yeah. Well, like Unreal on Windows, whenever UE4 was a thing, like whenever it first became a thing. Oh, that's interesting. Huh, wow. That spins really fast. I made a Beyblade, not a tank. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, what am I trying to say? Whenever UA4 first came out, it had a bug in the save function. You need delta time. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. And I also did transform.forward, not transform.up, which I always do. Yep, you're right. Time delta time. I think I got distracted by the streaming thing. But yeah, UE4, whenever it first came out, it had an issue with the save function. So like whenever you try to autosave or even manual save, it would corrupt your project. So I was like, well, I can't learn that. Yeah, and then I tried learning it for a while, and I was like, well, I can't deal with this, so, you know. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just switch to Unity. Plus, I didn't have like a very good laptop at the time, so it would just destroy my laptop. How Visual Studio and other IDEs hates Unreal's API. Yeah, the hot reloading, yeah. Plus, there was that too. Plus, I wasn't very good with C++, so I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So you need like $140 Visual Studio, yeah. Yep, all of that. Yeah, fun times, wasn't it? But yeah, I just kind of got sunk into using a lot of Unity stuff, and I don't know, I've been trying to go a little bit outside my bounds, but I've not found anything that I really want to spend that much time to learn. UE5 should be fun when it's ready. Is UE5 going to support any other languages, or is it still going to be C++? Like, it's not that I don't like C++, it's just that there's too much, I'd have to learn too much to get invested in it. Open world-based mechanics, okay. Most of it is going for blueprints, interesting. Has blueprints adapted? Outside of blueprints, it's just C++. Is UE4 or is Unreal like .NET compliant? So like would it be possible to compile C# stuff or F# stuff to work with it, or no? Does it just not support that? Because that would be, I would probably get into it if I could do that. I remember I had plugins for it at some point. Okay. Yeah, because I remember trying though the ID I don't know how dated they are. Third party. Okay. Yeah, yeah, thing is I'm not super familiar with how C++ works. Like I'm not super well versed in it. And I know that there's like a lot of I know there's a lot of idiosyncrasies to it. Unreal is not a good way to learn C++. Okay, yeah. I've heard that it uses a lot of macros, which is apparently it like makes it. I prefer such love C++. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it, but I've heard that the Unreal Engine has a lot of. I absolutely hate the API. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that it has like a lot of macros, which apparently makes it much harder to use, and a lot of people don't like that. But I'm not 100% sure how all that works. But yeah, I'd love to learn it, but I just, you know. What am I doing? I'm doing world to screen point. Is it world to screen to, no, it's screen to world point. God, I can't think. Alright, screen to world point at input.mouse position. But yeah, I'll have to watch some of your streams sometime, because it looks like you do. Main thing that sucks about Unreal is the expectancy of competency. Yeah, actually, that's one of the things that I kind of liked about Unity. Like, I think it's one of the good things that Unity did is they sort of allowed a lot of people who they sort of got a lot of people into game development. They made it easy enough for people to do. I think that's part of the choice is the like C# as the programming language. You know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's better than I think it's better than most things. Documentation skill sets are all assuming you either have very experienced in the low-level back-end stuff or you are learning the high-end front-end stuff. Ah, okay. Yeah, the other good thing about Unreal that I've heard is that it apparently has like really good integration with a lot of art programs, so like a lot of artists like it. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that. So I have to transform to look at the target. No. Is it look at? It's what they use as an excuse. Realistically, it's just a crutch. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's the only thing that I had. That's like that's the only good point that I'd heard about it. Well, also it it lets people sort of, well, have an artist going through the same thing. Yeah. I've heard also that well, the other thing is that Unreal, it makes games look a lot better than Unity, but the problem that I've heard or that I've seen with it is that Unreal games tend to be, oh, that's interesting, tend to be much more destructive. Yeah, out of the box they're gorgeous. Unity requires technical artists. Yeah, it really does. And even with a technical artist, you might be in trouble. Interesting. I'm very curious why this decided to point it that way. Huh. That's very interesting. I mean, I know what it did. It pointed it that way. I'm not sure why, though. I know there's a way to use lookout like this, but I don't remember what it is. So you look at the world position. Oh, transform.position. Position plus the target. Would that work? No, that wouldn't work. What do I want to look at? Most people skip learning anything about that skill set. Character artists only want to make characters. Ah, okay. It's interesting. It's good to know that it's not. It's good to know that it's not that much of an advantage. I'd always worried about how much of an advantage it actually was. Go with Unreal requires less skill set to get something looking good out of the box. That's also why a lot of Unreal games look shiny. Yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed about Unreal games is that people tend to do less customization with them. And I think that really ends up hurting people. What do we want to look at? We want to look at the target. Oh, no, we want to look at the transform.position plus the target. No, wait. No, we want to look at the target. Yeah, we want to look at the target. And then the world up should be is it really transform.forward as the world up? Is that how it works? That might be how it works. Or is it minus transform.forward? If you look at the major, they always have entire sections talking about shaders. Yeah. Interesting that it's facing that way. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I guess the engine is really, it seems really geared towards artists. Versus Arc. Arc, yeah. Arc is really an interesting game. What is it, Quaternion? Is it look rotation? Yeah, because I can do... I did transform dot forward, and then the look rotation would be transform dot position minus target dot position. But yeah, I can do that. Or minus target. Sea of Thieves has amazing graphics through their technical art. Arc just feels like another Unreal project. Is Arc made in Unreal? I thought Arc was a Unity project. Is Arc done in Unreal? Really? Like Arc Survival? Is that really an Unreal project? I thought for sure that was a Unity project. Are based off an FPS template within Unreal. Is it really? Oh my god, it is! My life is a lie! I don't know why I thought that it was... Wow, really? Huh. I don't know where I got the idea that it was... Wow. Most Unreal games are multiplayer based off of that. Atlas. Huh. Interesting. Wow. I thought... That makes a lot of sense, actually. That explains a lot about why it's as intense as it is. Wow. Okay. Take the shooter demonstration, whether FPS or TPS, and change it into their desired games. Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of overlap between Unreal games. Look rotation is equal to that. Transform dot rotation. No, it would be turret dot rotation, right? Yeah, turret dot rotation. Be equal to the look rotation, no? Is that how I've done this before? No, the roll forward should be that. The upward should be something like that. That should either face towards it or away from the mouse, at the very least. There we go, faces away. That's what I thought. Alright, not the team's fault, just the engine. C++ networking is cancerous unless you... Yeah, I know that. In college, I had to take a networking class where we built like a little WebSocket thing. Yeah, WinSock32. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, it just dropped frames for a short amount of time. But yeah, in college we had to do some networking stuff, and that was god awful. Trying to develop like a socket program in C, like that just hurt. That was so bad. All right, so I'm kind of happy with that. Let's set the speed to like 3 or something. But yeah, I couldn't even imagine trying to do multiplayer in C++. I mean, it's not so great in Unity either, but it's nowhere near as bad as it is in C++. I know that. Okay, kind of happy with that. Yeah. Okay. So Unreal has no network? Really? Outside of the basic stuff they built for the demonstrations. That's the common start. Unity's easier. Yeah, the new Unity stuff is a little bit easier, but even the Unity API is really... Even the Unity networking stuff kind of sucks. I've always used Photon, because they just do it better. Like, the thing that I've seen with Unity is that anything that the Unity team tries to build, just, like, on their own, just kind of sucks. Like, they're really good at, like, taking something like an API that somebody else built and just doing it, you know, just integrating it into Unity. Like, we've seen that with the physics engine, you know, they use Box 2D, you know, they have the text mesh stuff, that, like, you know, it's just, Unity does better whenever they just take stuff from other people that actually know what they're doing. The main thing that Unet had a high low-level API and low-level API. High level was trash, low level was actually good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never messed around too much with the lower level. I just saw the higher level stuff and I was like, oh, this is trash. There's no reason to really deal with or look at the higher level stuff. Now they're actually switching over to a new system. Oh, good. That is basically a low-level API written and targeted with dots. Interesting. That might... That might actually be good. Yeah, I'll have to mess with networking. I'll have to look at networking again at some point because I know that I probably should. Um, it's been a bit, yeah. I don't know. So follow camera. What was I doing? Yes, follow camera. Oh yeah, I'm waiting on it. Okay. When there isn't much on it right now. So what is it? What is it? Unity networking LL API. But Dotch is just a huge step. I've forwarded successfully with the job system. Yeah, I saw the burst compiler stuff in the dot system. That stuff is amazing. So there's a new one. Oh no, so it's the dots version. Right now it's just a thin layer written over the UDP layer. Here's transport layer. Don't see it. Oh, dots. Dots networking? Oh no, networking dots? How about that? Unity's new multi-threaded data-oriented technology, blah blah blah. Do you mention anything about networking here? Unit deprecation, FAQ. Unit deprecation, FAQ. Unit deprecation, okay. So that here, no. Multiplay? It's being deprecated, all of that. Get access here. New networking stack, self-service. Interesting. Okay. So Multiplay's current server is based on a consumption model. Oh, okay. That actually might be better for a lot of people, considering a lot of the multiplayer games that are done in Unity don't get a lot of players. It might be better to have the consumption-based stuff. Yeah, all of this actually looks pretty good, and I assume multiplay is a service, like another service. Launch without limits, delivering smoother experiences. Is multiplay a different thing, or is it a Unity thing? Because if this is... Okay, that's interesting. Multiplay is for hosting. Yeah, but is multiplay a... Is it a Unity product, or is it something that... Is it something that everybody... Or that... Like, is it a separate service? A separate company? Okay. That's what I was worried. That's what I was hoping for. Because, like, every time Unity tries to do something, like, every time the Unity team tries to build their own stuff, they just screw it up. So I'm more confident that, yeah, it's cloud computation service. Okay. Multiplay, okay. Okay. Oh wow, it's been around since 1997. That's amazing. Similar to Spatial OS or other companies. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad that they finally realized that UNet is not going to work. I wonder when they're just gonna stop trying. Like, at some point they'll figure it out. When I remember, they initially partnered with Spatial OS, had a falling out with them, and then went to multiplay. That sounds about right. Sounds like something they'd do. What else is there? So there's the UNet stuff, and then the job system. The main thing is the demand for MMO. Yeah. The industry seems to be going that way, doesn't it? So what kind of game are you working on? I'm curious. Are you guys working on an MMO as well? All the existing network solutions at the time assumed a lobby-based PvP. Oh, interesting. With P2P hosting, yeah. Right, I guess the lobby, well, yeah, I guess the lobby-based stuff probably wouldn't work for an MMO. Right now, small proof of concept for a horror game. Oh, that's cool. horror games are very difficult to make, so I wish you the best of luck. The industry really does need better horror games. People have been really abusing that concept for a long time. Hey Volt, how's it going? Just talking about some Unity stuff, the future of Unity. Next, probably a small proof of concept for an RTS. Oh, I want to see that. Like a proof of concept for an RTS would be cool. I've just been kind of messing around with, I don't know, with this new art stuff. Just wanted to see how that's going. Just getting the team's communication asset pipeline hammered out before doing a full commitment. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like from working in like the software industry, the thing that I've learned is that like most software projects don't fail from technical knowledge. They fail from just people not being able to communicate. And yeah, that seems to be the main like plight of programmers, or just software teams in general, is that they just can't seem to communicate very well. And people tend to like underestimate that too. Like they do a lot of software architecture, and then they just don't really do much in terms of team architecture. Yeah, exactly. And they use a lot of outdated models too. Inexperience and overscale, yeah, exactly. Or they try to, they just, yeah, especially scope creep. Like even if they don't overscale, and no real method of communication, yeah. Or they'll try to do like agile or something, and what they mean whenever they say agile is they mean we do stand-ups and that's it. Like they don't actually do the rest of it. And then they still end up with the same problems as, the waterfall method had, where, it comes delivery day and they're like, oh, does this actually meet the client's requirements? No. Okay, well now we need to figure out what they actually want and then go build that. And yeah, it just becomes a mess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the industry's coming to. What was I going to do? I was going to grab... What is it? A projectile of some kind? Probably a projectile of some kind. Where is it? It's in here. Yes. Okay. Projectiles. So we have bullets, bombs, all sorts of stuff. Plasma, rockets. Okay. Alright. I will be right back. Well, probably back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Need to take a quick break, get some water and some food, stuff like that. Alright, and I am back. Apologies for that. Whoops, that's the wrong thing to click. Okay, there we go. Ooh, hold on. Are my headphones still do anything? I see your message, Vault. I'll be... What happened? Why is the audio... Okay. I'm confused. Let me try something really quick. Did you switch over to that mode at some point? No, you didn't. Okay. Nope, that's still wrong. Okay, I think that fixed it. So Volt, are you done with the chicken game? I am not. I am just taking a little bit of a break from it because I'm a little bit worn out. This week is a little bit weird for me because I'm still trying to do a bunch of things. I'm trying to prepare mostly for a couple job interviews. So I got a lot of work to do. But yeah. I'll probably get back to it at some point. I'm not going to give up on it, but I just need a little bit of a break from it. Why is that not working? Oh, wait. I think it's DG, right? So there's a tweening library that I was looking at. And I had never seen it before. And so I want to see how this works. So I think it was sequence. No? Oh wait, sequence with an SEQ? Wait. SE... No. What do I have to import here? Tweening. Okay. So, is this just a sequence? Yeah, there we go. Equal to new sequence? Sure. What you do? Do not contain a constructor for 0 arguments. Okay. Or is it not a thing that I can actually create? What are you? You are a sealed class. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So Acheron. Debating if I want to work on my main project, my second project, my long-term project, or go play some Arma 3. Oh my god. I don't know how you manage all of those projects at once. I definitely could not. I have to like do one thing or 2 things at a time. I can't do like 5 different ones. Because I would just end up playing Arma 3. Or whatever I would prefer to play at the moment. It's easy. Well, I mean, okay, if you don't finish any of them, maybe. But I don't know. To actually, if I wanted to like finish anything, main project is a single level. Is a single level focused on art and music. Oh, okay. So you have different focuses for each project. That's an interesting idea. Let's check out how this actually works. How do we get started with you? Sure. Well, it helps to know the projects. Yeah. Main project is my team project. So we have... Oh, okay, so we do it this way. Okay. The one that will absolutely get done. Ah, okay. So end value and then duration. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So... Alright. But it's not full scale, or it's not full scale release or anything, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, fill in the art and finalize the variables. Oh, that's cool. Secondary project is mix about characters and a basic fight scene so that I can explain my AI. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need to work on some AI stuff, but I haven't. Do I do? Oh, .2. Okay. .2? So is there a .from? No, there's just a .2. Okay. So this will do between 2 colors, 2 doubles, 2 floats, ints, long, quaternion and vector. Interesting. Rect to rect. 2 strings, 2 uints, 2 vectors. Okay, so we can have a setter. Interesting. Okay. Third is MMO-style server authoritative networking, and as you said, only one of them will be completed. It's much easier to manage. Yeah, I guess if I like set a requirement for myself that only one of them had to be done, that would be interesting. That would probably be better, all things considered. That might be easier. Because yeah, the biggest problem that I have is like staying, I guess, interested in a project, or I guess managing the interest in, in different projects. Because you have that thing where you start one project and then you see another project that looks far more interesting, and that's sort of the issue that I have. And so like you do the thing where you try to stay focused on one, and then your interest kind of just goes away where it becomes a chore, and then you don't want to do it. And yeah. So I'm wondering if I can do animations with this. I would imagine I don't have like a type though. Can you do void? Would you by chance let me do void? Probably not, right? I don't think you like void. No, you're not gonna let me do void. Alright. It's on my secondary projects are more about fleshing out tool sets rather than the actual game. Yeah, I think, well, that's the thing, is that I think that I mostly care about like fleshing out tool sets. Like I like to test out different concepts and different ideas as opposed to like actually try to make a game. And so like you end up with oh god, what do you not like? So you actually want a long, okay, you want something back from this. Alright, this isn't going to do what I wanted it to do. So you can say transform.doMove. Yeah. So, okay. Can I do sprite render s is equal to, let's say null, and then we say s.do. Ooh, there we go. Oh, is it not? Can I only bind color? Gradient color. I had that same issue till I learned how to channel my project ADD. Yeah, so the way that I've been trying to deal with it is I started streaming, and so the thing about like streaming is that like my brain like focuses more on the actual streaming part and it stops focusing so much on the project. And so I think that has helped me a lot to finish stuff. Heavily decoupled logic-wise for reuse in other projects. That's cool. Yeah, I also tend to get like caught up a lot in the programming. Like I want to refactor a lot of stuff, and it's like I want to refactor stuff that just doesn't help that much. I actually imported my AI from my secondary project into my main project. Had the AI pretty much done in 30 minutes. Yeah. That's the sign of a well-done API. Or a well-done decoupling, I should say. I'm very curious if I can tween between two, like, states. I love refactoring. Yeah. I tend to do it too much. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can tween between two different sprites, and I don't think I can. I don't think you can do, like a distinct or a discrete sort of tweening thing. I mean, you can with integers, but actually, if I had, what is it? The programmer's motto. Hey Omar, how's it going? Make it work, then make it better. I lag on the second part. I lag on the first part. I'm just always like, I could make it better, and then it never actually gets to the working state. It ends up, it basically ends up in like, I get the proof of concept, and then it ends up with a proof of concept that has like 7 generics in it, and then, yeah, it just gets pretty crazy. Yeah, hey Omar, how you doing? Taking a little bit of break from the chicken stuff. Okay, so if I tween from, if we use the integers, what does this actually take? So there's a getter, and then there's a setter, right? And then there's an end value and a duration. So if we set the end value as 1, and then the duration from at, I don't know, what, 30? And then, alright, so let's say we have a dynamic int here. Can I use you? It'll be the sprite index. Sure. Sprite index. Sprite interesting. Is that gonna operate as a tick then? Yeah, that's sort of what I'm trying to get it to do. Like the end goal is that these tanks have 2 sprites for their treads. So they have oh god, where is it? Yeah, they have frame 1 and frame 2. And what I think I can do is I think I can create a list of sprites. Yeah, ends at 30 and has a time per tick going from 1 to 2, etc. Yeah, I think it works that way. I don't know, honestly. I don't know how it works. I don't know what the duration means. That's the part that I'm not sure about. The getter and the setter should be sprite index and then sprite index, right? Oh, you don't like that. Why do you not like that? Can I convert from int to getter? Why do you not like that? So what does this actually need to be if I want this to be an int? It's the only thing I can think of for tween / int. Yeah, well, I mean, I think you can tween between 0 to 1 and then just have it repeat, I think. And so yeah, it's going to be kind of like a tick. So we'll have like some list of sprites is divided by the gap, and then that sets each tick duration. Maybe? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea how this library works. I just know the general idea, and I'm not sure what the duration means. So is this going to go from 0 to 100? I mean, if I read this, it probably will tell me, but who wants to read things? So the tweener sequence, blah, blah, blah. Oh wait, sequence, here's an explanation, or a sequence. I want a sequence. So that's init. Set up some global variables, no. Very optional. Specific settings, is there anything I can do with a sequence? No. Can I specifically get a sequence here? So we can set loops. Oh, so we can probably set it to loop. Okay. Well, if you're tweening with decimals, you might want to use a double or a float if it's available, like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, instead of 0, 1, 2. Maybe. Well, the thing is that what I want to do is I just want a sequence that like goes between 0 and 1, and then just repeats. I mean, obviously this isn't like the wisest thing to do. Like, I know that it's not made to do this, but I figure if I can make it work, then maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna let me do this. Because yeah, with the image it won't let me. It's odd that it won't let me. This is for like moving, it's for like doing sort of animations, was my understanding of it. Like programmatic animations. But I'm not, like I've seen it used, the place where I saw it used is that it would make like, it was for like a shoot 'em up kind of game. And the person that I was watching used it to make like the crazy bullet patterns, like the crazy bullet patterns for different bosses. Oh, not the API, the task. I just want to move between two different sprites. That's really all I want to do, is to toggle between two different sprites with this. But I don't fully understand the API. And I also don't know why it won't let me, I mean, I guess it won't let me because what I want to do is, that's the getter. Wait, it takes the getter, right? Yeah, the getter. And then it would take a setter. So, value to sprite index equal value. But you don't compile that either. You don't like that. Why? Why do you not consider that? So that now thinks that it's int int. Why not just log both sprites? Yeah, I mean I could. I mean I just want to use, basically I want to use the API. Like I could totally just have a thing that would I could totally just have like a thing that would toggle it. Yeah, and if you want time, just do it yourself. Yeah, I could do that. I just want to use this API. Like I want to actually figure out how the API works. I know this isn't the most efficient use of it, but yeah, I'm trying to, yeah. I know it's not obvious from what I'm trying to do. Like I know this is probably the most inefficient possible way to do this, but you know. Oh, I'm assigning this to a sprite renderer. That's what it doesn't like. Actually, it doesn't even matter what I assign it to. Oh, there we go. That actually compiles now. More of developing your skill set. Yeah, exactly. If there was like a better way that I could, if there was a better thing that I could start working on, I probably would, but I mean, I guess there is. I could try animating the gun with this, but I'm lazy. Even the inefficient variations will help you understand why the inefficient variations are efficient. Yeah. I'm just not sure what the duration is. If it's a duration in seconds or what that actually means. That's the part that's confusing me. Whichever you choose, not a sequence, can store a reference to it if you want. You can also, without caring about the distinction, you can control them in various ways. You can rewind them. So that's the setter. So move to. Duration is, I assume, in seconds. Yeah, that sounds correct to me. We should also probably create this in, let's say, the awake function instead of recreating it every turn or every frame. Probably help. So I think we can just say s dot run, or no, not restart. Can we tell it to just repeat? No. Loop. Dot loops returns the total number of loops. Between it returns -1 if the loops are infinite. Make your own timer and time between completion, extrapolate from there. Yeah, I could do that. How do I set the actual loops? Set loops? And can I just set this to -1? -1 for infinite. Yes. Okay. And then can I just start this? Or how do I execute it? That's what I don't know. How do I actually make that run? So from true, relative to whatever it's from. Okay. Rewind all. I think that's the other side I get locked up on. I'm a huge nerd for debug and Q&A testing. Yeah, I'm not too much for Q&A. I tend not to do the Q&A afterwards. I tend to do all the design up front and try to design it so that it can't possibly like break. Which is probably not a good way to do it, but that's how I end up doing it. I think I don't actually have to... I think I actually don't have to start this. I think it will just do whatever it's going to do. Which, that would be interesting to me if it did. Well, we can also... So wait, if that's the getter, so it should go from wherever it is to wherever it will be. So actually what we can do, we can just turn this into a method, and then we can log whatever it's doing. that'll work. Let's debug.log whatever this is. I'll just say, you know, setting index. Thinking about this, making a decoupled networking troubleshoot program to tie into any networking such client server applications. Decoupled network troubleshooting program. Yeah, that would probably be helpful if you plan on making like a ton of networking applications. Run tests for packet loss and any other variations of data. I would need to test the reliability of a socket. Can Wire? I assume Wireshark can do that sort of stuff, unless you're just trying to like build your skill set. Okay, so let's check out if this actually does like anything at all. Mostly want to go into MMO development as my career. Ah, okay. I wish you luck with that. Okay. So that's executing way faster than 1 second. Trying to spit out a log based on the session. Okay. Yeah, I know MMO development stuff is really kind of tough. So the duration of... that wasn't 1 second. Want to make a DLL API for it? Okay. So what happens if we put this at 60? No, that goes way too fast. Interesting. Okay, so what if we set this to 1,000? Then what? So the duration here may not actually matter. So I think in this case the duration doesn't actually matter. I think it... Okay, so if the duration doesn't matter, I think you are right in that... So why does it say 1,000? I have a friend that works for Funcom, so I'm trying to make my network portfolio to get in with them if they ever open up a slot. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with Funcom. Let me just double check. Is it... Interesting. Oh, wow. So they must do some MMO stuff, right? Portfolio. Oh, wow. They do a lot of stuff. I also live near Epic, so maybe I could get a job. Them working on an MMO, networking solution for their engine. Probably more familiar with them than you realize. Yeah, I think I probably played... Actually, I don't think I've ever played any of these games. I'm looking at it. I don't know that I've ever... Like, I've heard of all these games, so I'm familiar with them in that sense, but I don't think I've ever played a single one. Look at their published games. Yeah, games published... Wait, is this not? Oh, this game's developed. Okay. The Park. Yeah, I've heard of all these, but I've never played them. Bloodline Champions. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I'd be cautious about working for Epic because, like, I wanted to be a game developer early on in my career, like a couple years ago, and then I heard about how the industry is, and I kind of took a interesting. Yeah, I kind of took a second look at it, and I was like, actually, you know, maybe I don't. Okay, so we do this, and then... my friend's working for them, but if I work for Epic, I'd rather work on the engine. Yeah. I don't know, I think, oh, whoops, we need to downcast. There we go. The engine development is way better than any of their game studios. Ah, maybe that's true. Maybe the issue with the industry is only the game studios. So let's say, what are we setting the index even to? Let's say that this is the value. .toString. Let's toString this at 2, right? No, can't do that. Fine, we'll do it the long way. Alright, and then 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Alright, I have Redstorm and a few other companies in the area associated with Unity/Indie. Yeah, if I were ever gonna go into the game industry like as a full-time job, I'd probably pick either freelance work or industry or indie work. That's interesting. So this is happening slowly over what? Do we think it's 100 seconds? Is it over 1 second? Well, I'd say it's A, time period. A lot of industry has gotten better in the last 5 years from what I've learned. Ubisoft redid their entire company philosophy like a year before. I worked for their CS team. It's team by team, project by project. Yeah, I heard a lot of bad stuff about the industry a couple years ago. I mean, maybe it has gotten better. Like I haven't been keeping up with it since I decided not to do it. But like whenever I was looking into it, there was a lot of stories of people just like breaking down crying. Why is it doing that? That's very interesting. But yeah, there was a lot of stories of people just like sort of breaking down crying and lots of issues associated with it. I'm extremely confused at this. Like, these are not the results that I expected at all. It looked like it looped there. And then we're getting the same values in a loop here? Is that what we're getting? Maybe that's what we're doing. 10 years ago, the average salary was like 72K or something. Nowadays, it's like 35 to 50. Projects are way different than what they used to be. Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm talking about like the stuff that I heard was like for internships in like California. They were basically asking people to work like 60 or 70 hours a week and paying them, like $10 to $12 a week, or an hour. Sorry, not a week. Yeah, an hour in in California. And that's the kind of stuff that I heard, and I'm like, there's no way you could get me to do that in California. Like, first off, you probably couldn't even get me to go to California, but even worse. Yeah, it was really bad. It was really, really bad. Yeah, I don't even want to go to California. Like, I don't like it. Or anything, West Coast. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I can't do California. Like, especially now. Like, it's just only gotten worse over the past, like, year or so. Like, they're just gonna fall apart at some point. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but... Yeah, I'm in Texas. I would be up north, but I can't take the weather. Like, I used to live in Florida, and Texas is way better than Florida. It's basically the same climate, but it's a lot more dry over here. And also, there's fewer old people. I know the time crunches were harsh in game dev teams, but the engine teams were very lax on timing. Okay, so yeah, I think that actually makes sense, because whenever managers are looking for people to, like, I guess, crack the whip at more or less metaphorically, they're probably looking at the front end sort of people. And especially the case, it's especially the case with more with game engines, because game engines, it's easier to teach people than it is to teach people the engine sort of stuff. Since they are now in a field more based on R&D than actual development. Yeah. So I believe the people who have a project to market, yeah, exactly. And the engine people don't really have a product. They don't really market a product as much. I mean, they do sort of have a product, but it's not the same kind of thing. So actually what we can do is we can set this bright index here. And then I think this actually works the way that I think that it does. So what we can do is we can have the sprites, and then we'll just set you to be the sprite here. Then, yeah, I think this actually works the way that I think that it does. And so what we can actually do is we can say that at the setter here, that value is equal to that, yes. And then we can say that we need the actual sprite renderer. So the engine team is just incorporating many features. Many features that are already existing, such working toolsets. Because Unreal's current market plan is consumption. Yeah, that's true. I mean, well, as new technologies come out, they still have to integrate some stuff. But I mean, it's kind of good and it's kind of bad. I think that the game engine stuff has really stagnated over the past couple of years. Just with the advent of, or not the advent, but the sort of maturing of all the new tools. It's both a good thing and a bad thing. But I don't know. I'm kind of happy that more people can do game development, but it's kind of sad that we've really reached stagnation at this point. And then in their free time, they're just researching and developing better ways to render. Metahuman, Days 3, the Chaos Engine, yeah. Water physics. Yeah, people have been working on water physics for eternity. And they've never been able to get it, never been able to get them that great. I mean, I realize the newer ones are better, but, if you take a look at, what was it? Was it hydrophobia? I think it was hydrophobia. I can't remember when that came out. It was in 2011, but it has amazing water physics, but they haven't really, the non-existent is out-of-the-box solutions all within a year. Things that were non-existent, yeah, but I mean the water physics, even if you go back and look at hydrophobia, they haven't changed that much. Hydrophobia actually had some pretty decent water physics, all things considered. It was a very laggy game, but yes, things have changed. Things have changed internally, but they haven't changed that much from the user's perspective. They're a little bit more efficient, and you can build, bigger simulations. But if you look at the water physics from that, they really haven't changed all that much, unfortunately. I had hoped that we'd have much more efficient stuff by now, but we don't. So all this might actually work, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so if I actually put the renderer here, then we put two sprites, and then we put the tracks here, and then we put, yeah, but even then, the only thing that challenged that was Sea of Thieves. Oh, does Sea of Thieves have actually decent water physics? I've not seen a lot of Sea of Thieves. Apparently, nearly as impressive as the initial water system in the first. They aren't nearly as impressive as the initial water system in the first place in terms of technology gap. Yeah, I mean, it might just be that we need better ways of modeling stuff. I wonder if it never reaches 1. I'd say so. As far as ocean water, oh right. Oh wow, yeah, I never even thought of that. Having an ocean current system in terms of or in a networking context, that's gotta be seriously crazy. I can't even imagine. Well, with Unreal's focus on AutoCAD scanning in detail, streaming? Oh, hey, so it does work. Okay. Yeah, I think it's doing roughly what I thought it was gonna do. Actually, it's really easy. Interesting. So what do you do with water on a network? Do you have some kind of I assume you have like some kind of displacement like volumes that sort of tell you roughly where it is, where the displacements are, and then you just sort of extrapolate all the currents from those. It's like almost something close to like voxel-based graphics or something like that. I imagine it's probably how you do it. Like you sort of track a center of displacement, and then you probably network all those, or a timer. Oh, okay. So you just do it with a timer. Attributes, okay. Utilizing either a sine wave or a Gerstner wave on a plane. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you basically have like a displacement volume and then you add on top of it some kind of sine wave or something. Yeah, okay, so it's basically, I don't know if you've seen like the deserts of Karak talk that they did, where they were talking about how they actually managed to get the animations and stuff. Then you sync the scene timer and the attributes like sine frequency. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense then. So yeah, you just basically have some kind of proxy value, and then you resync, or you have the client display something that's roughly equivalent to what all the other clients are seeing. Yeah, okay. So that's what I would figure. That's very interesting. I had never really considered how that would end up working out. So if we said 0.2 is the duration, this should make this blink a lot faster. Then you use any number of noise height maps and non-essential to placement. Yeah. And so that way you can have, you know, client-specific stuff. Okay. Yeah, this does basically exactly what I would think that it does. Yeah, as far as bouncy physics. Yeah, the bouncy physics, I think, have to be basically recomputed on the client side. Hey, how's it going, W? We're just working with tweening, and I'm trying to see if I can make this work. And I think I can. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're talking a lot about Unreal and game development and all sorts of other crazy stuff. Yeah. So I think I figured this out. So I think what we need... So this is a sequence, right? No, it is not. It's a tween. You simply run the same essential displacement algorithm utilizing the player's X to Z position, and that gives you the surface level vertex. Yeah, okay. So it's basically, yeah, basically. Just tells you where your character is in relation to it, the difference is within the limit, then pull it up. Okay. Yeah, so it's basically you have proxy values and then you just compute the relative, what it would look like relative to wherever you are. That's very cool though. For large items, use multiple objects, and the algorithm you apply rotation based on that position. Yeah, that's still crazy though. I don't know if I ever would have thought of that to do, I don't know if I ever would have thought of that. So these are the treads, or the tracks, I should say. Yeah, that's really crazy. Okay, so this is, whoa. Why are you not happy with that? Contains a static. Really? What do you not like about that? Can I just say that? Yeah, I can, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, I don't know. Can we set a speed? Oh, that would be so cool. Based on Sea of Thieves videos and cat-like coding waves tutorial. Based on Sea of Thieves videos and cat-like coding waves. Added the network part from my own experience. Okay. Set speed-based with a generic overload. Is speed-based. Can we not set the speed though? Because if we could, oh, can we not rewind these? Oh, we can restart them. Can we stop these? No. Can we pause them? yes. Okay. We can say pause. So I guess what we can say is if... it's a question now. How do we actually set the speed of these? Because we can set it speed based. Is true. Speed is based. The duration will represent the number of units between. It has no effect. Oh, okay. Realistically, large-scale map generation with realistic physics isn't hard to accomplish. We are at a rare point where our network and our hardware limitations are eclipsed by the amount of time it takes to fill the world with meaningful content. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, trying to figure out how to process that, but yeah, that's a very poetic way of saying it. Basically, our hardware is not, the hardware limitations are not really an issue anymore. Yeah, that's a pretty elegant way to say that. So say if throttle greater than 0, then what we can do is we can say, or not greater, but not equals. And then we'll just say tracks dot. We have network solutions allowing thousands of clients within view of each other in a game, and we added a single rendering for full worlds. Added single rendering for full world scenes. It's why I think Epic is moving towards MMO. Yeah, I don't know how popular MMO is going to be in the future though. Like as it used to be. I think because I know the industry is waiting for a new title that's worth playing. I mean, I think we're going to have to reimagine MMO as time goes on. I don't know that we're going to be able to... Why is this not... Toggle pause. Depends on how it's made. I think it depends, like, on how... Why does this not work? I think it depends on how... Okay, Epic is one of the few companies I see that's doing that though. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, it's going to make MMOs like of larger scales easier to create. Since they have the absolute beast of a financial backing. Yeah, like I don't know how Epic has like all the money in the world, but they do. Oh, I don't really want to do all of this. I want to set links, set relatives, set target, set update. I don't think we can actually. I don't think we can say pause based on something. This is probably just not the way to do this. Because of the royalties and Fortnite. Yeah. Fortnite. Yeah, we're god tiered. Yeah, Fortnite. Oh my god, like Fortnite. I can't imagine how much money that makes. It's just gotta be. It just has to be all the money. Just bought an entire mall plaza. Just bought an entire mall plaza near me. Cary Town Center. Oh wow. Oh god. Go away, Twitch. No. Cary Town Center. Roughly 100 million. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Whoops, that's not what I want at all. Okay. Well, yeah, I think this desire to have this work this way, I think is not a way to do this. I think it's like, I understand how it works, but I think it's just not the way to do it. Like, all things considered. So they're getting ready for something big. And their titles are pointing towards one of 3 things. You think they're probably going to develop some kind of MMO to replace Fortnite or something? So the question now is, how do we actually pause this? And I don't know that we can. But yeah, this seems to be an extremely like inefficient way to do this, especially with the number of setters that get called. I mean, like, this works, but we can't pause it is the problem. I mean, like, we can pause it, but then we have to manage then we have to manage all the other stuff by ourselves. Like we have to manage the like the state of the previously pressed key or something like that. And I'm not too much of a fan of that. With you. It's unfortunate. Actually, I don't think we could do any kind of directionality either. That's for directionality, we'd have to make sure that the things were different, right? I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking about this. I think we'd have to... Let's look this up. Between pause, is there a way to do that? We might be able to pause it. Like, we can pause it, but we can't pause it in a reasonable way. Can restart, we can... What is a play? Interesting. So we can set the loops, yeah. Set speed based. I don't think we can modify the duration after this is done, though. Set capacity. Set capacities immediately. The last one is a bit weird, but I wouldn't put it past them to get into education. Oh wait. Next gen MMO with realistic development cycle. Next gen AR, VR, or education. Being the absolute powerhouse there in the industry. I trust their name on a school for anything dealing with rendering, AR, gameplay. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing with the education stuff is that they have Fortnite, so if they could do something with education, if they could do something with Fortnite that was moderately educational, they'd probably attract a lot of people to it. They'd probably be able to glue a lot of kids' attention to it just based on the fact that it was Fortnite. Like, you know, some kind of education theming, or some kind of Fortnite theming on top of education. You could probably, you know, get a lot of attention that way. So yeah, I could definitely see them in the education industry doing that. But yeah, I think they're probably gonna do something with VR or AR. That's what I would probably bank on, just because I think that's where the industry is going, or I think that's at least where people think the industry is going. I don't know how far. Professional gaming industry even. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I guess they could do some stuff with education there. They could probably partner with a lot of universities. That's probably what they would do, is they'd probably partner with a lot of universities. I'm trying to think of who else does that. I'm sure other people do. I just haven't thought of many. I'm surprised Unity doesn't do that more, actually. That would, you'd imagine that Unity would be partnering with a lot of universities just to get, you know, get more people using their engine. I mean, everybody already kind of does. Anyway, it's but with the fact that a lot of their recent tech is aiming at hyper-realism, massive worlds, other sandbox, it's aiming mostly towards, yeah, large-scale AR and VR. They can't. What do you mean they can't? But they can't at the same rate as Unreal. I mean, Unity has a lot of money. I'd be surprised if they couldn't. They have a ton of money. I mean, they probably have enough. They probably have about the same amount as Unreal or Epic. Yeah, Epic. Maybe not quite, but I think they probably have a comparable amount. For the financial backing, really? I mean, Unity is like massive. Like, especially with their conventions and stuff, I'm surprised they wouldn't have the same amount. They do aim towards being a multi-use engine. I don't know. I mean, I would say, I don't know. I don't think Fortnite's that lucrative. Like, what's the actual, let's see, what's the actual worth of Unity? Let's double check. But after this, I kind of got to end the stream. Yeah, Unity company value. What's their actual value? So that was in September 27th. The value of the company at 13.7 billion. Okay. And then Epic company value. Huh, really? Whoops. Oh, Epic Games value reaches. When is this? This was in 2020. So Unity is valued at 13. So yeah, I guess it is. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, I would not have expected that at all. 4.2 billion. So I guess Fortnite really did, my god. What's the actual, when is this? Total funding, latest funding size. Let's see what Unity is also aimed at multi-use engine, but Unreal is taking as well. Let's see what Unity's here. Unity Technologies. Yeah, view company. So this is one website. They might have an actual better valuation. Oh god, no. Their market valuation is 6 billion? What? First off, why don't these have the same... These don't have the same metrics, it looks like. Financials and metrics. They're missing something here. So that's capital raised. So funding, technologies, metrics. Systems installed to date. No. Post money valuation. Let's see what that. They seem to be incomparable here. It's hard. Unity is a very spread out company that doesn't have much central organization. Yeah. Well, what's Unity Technologies? Is Unity Technologies the right company? So their latest funding size is 525 million. So yeah, it definitely does look like Epic has grown quite a bit. I mean, I am still basing this off of the... Like, my last experience between looking at these two was probably 2018. So it looks like it has definitely grown since then. That's insane, though. Like, I didn't know Fortnite was that powerful. Let's look at their revenue. Annual revenue is just under 5 billion. Oh, they don't have their revenue. Oh, so is Unity Technologies not the right company? No. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate this so much. Alright. Seen more tech companies use Unity for non-commercial projects. Yeah, I've seen that too. Or minorly commercial projects in the private industry. It is. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, because some of them are valuing Unity Technologies a little bit higher. I don't know if it's Unity or Unity Technologies lower. I don't know if it's called Unity Technologies or if it's a different company. That was the engine logo. Yeah, that was the engine logo, but I don't know if they have... I don't know if they have multiple companies, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if Unity Technologies is the thing or if it's like split up or something. A lot of AR for education, like doctors. Yeah, I've seen that too. Anyway, I do have to get going because it is a little bit, it's not over the stream time, but it's getting close to the end, so gonna have to wrap it up. The main thing is Unity does not own any IPs. Yeah, I think that's going to be their major issue, is that they haven't really built any new IPs, whereas Epic, you know, they have their own IPs, and they've monetized it. But yeah, it was really good talking to you. I'll have to check one of your streams out whenever you stream. Yeah, you as well. Alright, see you, man.